There's a fight underway in eastern Jefferson County over plans to form a new city. Eastwood would become the first new suburban city since the county and old city of Louisville consolidated more than 2 decades ago. State lawmakers allowed new cities of 6,000 people starting this year, ending a ban that took effect with the merger. But part of the debate is shrouded in mystery, like who is paying for signs in an online campaign against the proposal. That's because the Kentucky General Assembly allows new cities to form once a citizen-led petition campaign gets enough signatures, not by a ballot question or legislation.
What we found is that when people fund a campaign and they have to worry about the reputational bounce back of how their side behaves, they're a little more cautious. And when instead a campaign's being funded by dark money or otherwise secret contributors, that allows the way they argue, the way they campaign to sometimes be a little bit less ethical.
WDRB digital reporter Marcus Green joins us now, and you've been digging into the secrecy of the Eastwood debate, and you've exposed a loophole in public policy.
Yeah, Val, that's right. You know, these new cities are allowed to form automatically, basically, once they get a certain number of signatures on their petition drive. Now, why does this matter? It matters because we really have no idea who is funding and influencing these efforts. For example, we know a group called East End Neighbors opposes the city of Eastwood. They call it an East End tax, but that group doesn't have to identify itself. Now, we've tried since November to interview its leaders and get more information, but they've not responded to our requests. And that's led to a lot of speculation about who really is behind this anti-Eastwood campaign.
My personal theory is that East End neighbors aren't from the East End and they're not your neighbors. It's probably, development interests, possibly even out of state, that are trying to stop that because I think it'll reduce their ability to do large scale development in the East End, which of course is part of the goal. So yeah, if you go to the website, it's untraceable. You don't know who's there. You don't know who's funding it.
Now, as State Representative John Hodgson says, there's just not a lot of information about that group. And the backers of the Eastwood plan, for example, are registered with the Kentucky Secretary of State's website, and we do know some of their members, but they're not required to list their donors, and this is really concerning in some ways because there will likely be other efforts to create new cities in Louisville and Jefferson County. I've talked to a lot of folks about these campaigns, and nearly everyone on all sides of the political spectrum has told me there ought to be more transparency.
And your latest story also includes an update on the Eastwood proposal, so where does that stand?
Well, one of the leaders told me just this week that they're struggling to get the required number of signatures. That's because many of these subdivisions in the eastern part of Jefferson County just don't think they need another layer of government. When I asked how it was going, the leader told me, not good.
And Marcus, we know you'll continue to follow this story, and you've got a lot more on our website, WDRB.com. You can read a story right now.